Hey there. Next episode, I am in the last few days of Arizona. Again, pretty soon the 5 weeks will have felt pretty much feel like one. So much has gone on. I'm glad that I broke the trip up into multiple parts. Where I went to Los Angeles to see Monique first, and then came to Arizona to see again my tribe, the people that we were friends with for so many years that support us, love us, and now support me and love me. And the first, the first round here, which I think I mentioned in the past, it was a bit rough. Again, luckily I've got the people, but just being here, everything just seemed so familiar and reminded me, I guess, more of as much as what I had, as much as what I lost. And I'm trying my best to be glass half full and not glass half empty. And I was kind of like in the glass half empty mode. So as opposed to being grateful for what I had and the wonderful time that we had here, I was thinking about how much I missed what I had lost. So then going back to Los Angeles kind of reset me. And thanks to Monique's endless optimism and ridiculous emotional support. Again, I feel bad. And she says that it's what she does and what she loves. I just always feel like I'm going to the well too often. But I hope I don't. I hope I don't make her regret befriending me. So. That said, coming out here, it was the second time around, just a bit better. I had time to process it and get the past kind of out of the way for the most part, and then just be able to be more present with my friends. So I saw some. Again, I've got a bunch of people here, and some I'm not going to get a chance to see, and I feel bad about that. But I was with a couple of my friends yesterday, and met up for coffee. And as always, it's a bit emotional, but I've been in a much better headspace, which, I get very, very thankful for that. And that being said, one of my friends was I get very welcoming, very accommodating, very supportive. But in talking to her, she was going through a bunch of stuff. Like her 25 sucked too. It was a horrible year for her. So I was in a good. It helps that I got a chance to talk to her and find out what was going on and help cheerlead and kind of give her some emotional support, because so much has been given to me that it's fun, not fun, but it's positive. It feels good to be able to help other people. It's pretty much why I'm continuing to do these videos. It's not why I started doing these videos, because I don't even know why I started doing the videos. But after a few of them, I know I mentioned this earlier, I thought, well, if I'm doing these, then I might as well share them, because if I feel this way, then other people must feel this way. And now, same thing. And for the people that don't feel this way yet, to know that you can. I'm not through the woods yet. I'm not going to say that I'm healed. I'm not sure that healing is what you actually do. I guess you do, but like so many things, there's scars that are left behind, and scar tissue is stronger, but is different. But again, you survive. And kind of what I'm thinking of as we leave 2025, the worst year of my life, thinking about a metaphor, because I tend to think in metaphors. Maybe it's because I'm a photographer. Maybe I'm a photographer because of it. I don't know. But I think 25 is as like the year of the forest fire of my soul. It just burnt me to the ground, changed everything for me. And I can't change that. I can't do anything about that. The only thing I can do is move forward. That's all any of us can do. If we just sit there and lament nonstop what we've lost, then we don't do what we've lost the justice of moving on and celebrating our loss. Oh, not celebrating our loss, but memorializing our loss with the best life that we can live. So I believe, after Melissa telling me that, telling the doctor that she believed that I was stronger than I believed I was, and she was always right. Once I came to grips with that, I realized more than just me wanting it, I felt compelled to prove her right. And she had told me to my face that she wanted me to go on, and she wanted me to live a great life. And again, so part of it's a tribute to her, and largely, you say, put it like this: the future is the future, and it's not set. And so you can think a bad future, and you can dwell on a good future. But since neither have happened, why would you choose the bad future? Again, it's who was it? I just found out a quote that I've thought of for years. Again, it was Monique that told me that. It was Henry Ford that said it. It was, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right. So, since your future hasn't happened yet, believe that you can live the best possible life, or believe that you can have a good future, and then you can live a life that the person that you lost, in my case, Melissa, that the person that you lost would want to live that life with you. Now, if you have a relationship like I had with Melissa, of course, any life, I would rather live under a bridge with her than live in a penthouse by myself. But I'd rather live in the penthouse with her. And since I can't have her back, and that's the only thing that's set in stone, is that I can't, then I owe it to myself and as a tribute to her to live the best possible life, one that she'd be proud of and one that she'd want to join me in. So going back to the forest fire metaphor, now 25 burned me to the ground, left nothing recognizable. So going into 26, this has to be the year that the forest regrows. And like forest fires, what grows back is different. It's often stronger, but it's definitely different. Certain things couldn't grow when, again, you had the canopy and not as much light got down there, and so suddenly more things are growing. And I just recently learned that, which makes this even more appropriate, there are seeds that actually only open with the heat. So they just lie dormant until the devastation, and then they help rebuild. I guess that's just a signal that life goes on. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, thank God. Again, life goes on. And life is meant to survive and thrive and go on after hard things. And so it's awful. Nobody likes going through this stuff. I'm still, I still miss Melissa every single day, every moment of every day. But nowadays, there's not a night or a morning or even frequently an afternoon that I don't stop and just, as cruel as fate seems to have been to me, I have to thank it for how good it has been. It gave me 24 years of Melissa. It gave me the luck of being born to an amazing mother who was everything to me prior. So, and it gave me those things, those people, and then it took both of them from me within 3 years, all centered around our move to France. So If I just sit there and just dwell on what I've lost, then I have no chance of making the rest of my life worth living. Seriously, what would be if I just sat there and did nothing but think how awful it felt and how awful it feels, and not look at the chance of fate, the universe giving me new opportunities, again, new seeds to open up and not replace who I've lost and what I've lost, not directly anyway, but to provide something different to live alongside the memory and allow me to move forward. I'm going to assume I'm at 57 right now. If I had 30 more years, 87, maybe even longer than that, who knows? But I don't want those. I don't want those to be bad. I want those to be good. Who really wants to have a bad life or to be miserable for 30 and change years? Not being miserable doesn't mean I won't miss her. It doesn't mean if you think about other things that you won't miss them. You're not being what's it called? You're not being dismissive of who they were, but it's just part of life. It's sad, but it's also helpful. So that said, I'm not sure how eloquent that was, but once I get back from here, I'll be gone for a few days, or I'll be back in France for a few days, and then Gabby and I will go down to Barcelona and see Isabella for the first Christmas without Melissa. So I have no idea what to expect, other than I'm sure there's going to be tears, awkwardness, sadness. I'm sure there's going to be laughter, some joy that we're together. But it's going to be the first, and I don't know from this point on, like after this one, when we'll all be together again, because no one's in control of the future. So I'm definitely going to take this first one and hold it as tight as possible. And then I'm going to have to get used to being alone again, because for 5 weeks now, I've pretty much been surrounded by people. And I'm going to be back for a few days in France at my apartment. And then with Gabby, go down and see Isabella and Camilo. And again, we'll be each other's company. We'll have things to do. And then it's on to try to cope with 2026, which I'm sure I'm going to do, but it'll be a work in progress. I'm going to keep you guys informed. I'm going to keep making these videos, and hopefully you follow along with me. And I hope that your loss is manageable, and your regrowth is moving along at whatever pace. There is no timeline. There is no right or wrong way. It's individual to each. To some, I'm moving too slow. To others, I'm moving way too fast. But again, this is just how I'm doing it. How you do it, it's up to you. Just one step at a time. Anyway, until the next video, about a week from now, I hope everybody's good and happy holidays.